So the 1,000 follower mark is generally regarded as one of the hardest milestones to achieve on Instagram. And look, today I'm going to stay away from giving you this generic advice such as like, post more, follow more people. I'm just going to be going over the facts and my experience throughout the process of me running several theme pages. And on this channel, I strive to post purely just authentic content with real facts and none of this like selling course type stuff. I'm not about that. So subscribe and smash that like button. Most things I mention in this video are going to be applicable to Instagram theme pages, which is just a page surrounding one certain topic. So if you're running a personal page and still trying to get 1,000 followers, don't worry, because a lot of the information overlaps and still applies. But okay, let's start with 5 things that you need to be doing to get to 1,000 followers, and these are absolutely essential. So number 1 is you must provide value with your content. And I cannot stress the importance of this enough, because I get a few people reaching out to me about like, oh, how can I grow a theme page? And all the time I get a page like this. They're just posting pictures of random footballers they like. So one of my best tips to tell if your theme page is actually good is to look at it from an outsider perspective. So you've just stumbled into your page and you're not emotionally engaged or attached to it. You gotta be brutally honest, but would you follow that page? Because chances are, if it's just a bunch of random footballers not associated to a team, it's probably going to be no. Now, if you're posting pictures, for example, of just one football team, that provides emotional value because you're giving the viewer, the audience, some kind of community. I can't really break this down into one simple sentence or formula that makes sense because providing value through your content is a completely vast subject and you can do it in many different ways such as education, entertainment. As I just said, you can create a community on your Instagram page. There are numerous ways to do it, but just ask yourself the question, what am I actually giving to the people that follow my page? So number 2 is you must stick to one topic or subject. And your topic or your subject has to be specific enough so you can actually target people with decently accurate results. I'm going to be showing you an example of a fan that has reached out to me asking them to give me some feedback on their page. So this is a page that simply just posts facts. Now you see, I don't think the actual topic or subject of facts is particularly a bad one, but especially with only 10k followers, trying to compete with these pages with millions, you're going to struggle to compete. Anybody could watch this, anybody could be a viewer of this, and although at first that may seem like a good thing, especially when you're trying to grow, that can actually damage you instead because you're not going to know your target audience, therefore you're just going to go and follow random people. I'm going to get into how you actually follow for follow because there's a lot of stuff on YouTube telling you that follow for follow isn't good, some people telling you that you should do this follow for follow strategy, but simply I'm just going to be showing you the exact strategy I have used to grow numerous pages to over 100,000 followers. So number 3 is that you must have a solid follow for follow strategy. And also adding on to this, you must stop follow for follow as soon as you reach a stage where you're receiving organic growth anyway. So I touched on this earlier, but here is the exact strategy I use to grow a cat page to 50,000 followers in just 3 months. Here's exactly what I did. So first thing is you're going to want to find a hashtag that represents your theme page. I'm going to keep it simple and just go on hashtag cat videos. So what I do is I go to the most recent posts and I'll just scroll along them and then I'll like them. And when I find a new post that has got likes, I then follow everybody that has just liked it. So I'm not running a cat theme page right now, so I don't actually want to follow these guys, but if I was, I will be following all of them. Number 4 is going to be to post content that have viral potential. So here's the exact strategy I use for all of my theme pages to find content to post that is going to be viral, do well on hashtags, do well in suggested, and basically gather as many impressions as physically possible. So first thing is you're going to want to find a hashtag that represents your theme page. The next thing I do is I go on the top post and I try and find a post by somebody that is fairly small. I'm talking in the range of about 10 to 250k followers. So perfect, literally the first one we found a great example for this. You may be wondering why I'm looking at smaller pages instead of larger ones, and that is simply because it's easier to differentiate viral content on smaller pages than it is bigger, because on bigger pages they're going to be getting loads of views anyway, but on smaller pages such as this, they're going to be getting maybe, I don't know, 1,000 likes a post, and then some of them will have 100,000. The next thing I do is I look at their feed for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and then I see what kind of likes they are averaging. So from this page I'm gathering that they maybe average around about 3,000 likes, and then what I'm going to be doing is picking the top 5% of performers. So this one got 31k likes, good, I'll save that. This one got 27k likes, 31k likes, 30. So these 5 posts right here are going to be the posts you are going to want to repost. But that's personally how I find viral content for my theme pages, and I'm able to consistently hit the algorithm probably 1 every 2 posts. And number 5, which is actually something that often gets very neglected when running a theme page, which is to stay active in your community. Now this is something I didn't really touch on when I made my how to grow an Instagram video, but this is literally essential when you're a small page and you're under 1,000 followers. By being active in the community, I mean you're liking posts, you're commenting on posts, you're liking people's comments, and you're just generally engaged and posting constructive comments as well, not just nice post or just like an emoji, actually something that will add value to somebody's day. Because if you do that, people are going to be checking on your page, you're going to be getting more eyeballs, more impressions, more people will like your comments, so you'll get to the top, more people will see your comment, more people will see your page. It really does add up. And this is actually a huge advantage to having a niche that you actually like yourself, because this won't even feel like a chore, this won't feel like work. You'll probably be doing this anyway, but it's actually productive in a weird way. Okay, so there are the basics, but now I'm going to be going over branding, and if you don't get this right, then I can guarantee you won't make it past 1,000 followers. So what do I mean by branding? Well, put simply, it's just how your page looks. But the 5 main things you're going to want to focus on to make this a reality is your username and name, bio, profile picture, your stories and your feed, and finally, although this is a little bit extra, to make your own hashtag. So I'm going to be getting onto all of these individually and the best ways to go about doing them, but let's start with the username and name. So when running a theme page, your username should simply just be one word or just a strand of words. For example, if you're running a makeup page, vibing makeup, daily makeup dose, the daily makeup, all of these are good examples. Often you'll see pages, for example, makeup_clips_for_you. I'm sure you've ran into pages like this, but literally it is one of the biggest turn-offs if I'm about to follow a page. It just makes the page look spammy, it makes it look like it's bot created, it just doesn't give off a nice vibe when I'm on that page. The next thing is the name, and this just simply should be as short as possible. 2 words summarizing your page, for example, makeup clips, makeup videos, and if you want to, you can add an emoji, but I'd stay away from putting generic emojis such as like fire emoji, laughing emoji. So in terms of your profile pictures, you can go about it in 2 ways. Either you can just have a picture that represents your page that you can find off Google. For example, for a makeup theme page, I'd maybe just have somebody wearing makeup. The other route you can go down is the logo route, and for this, I would recommend going onto Canva. This is a free logo creation website, and it has saved me so much time. It's got some really clean and aesthetic presets, and I'd definitely check it out if you haven't done already. This is not sponsored by Canva though, I'm just saying this because I've used them in the past, and I want to help you out and tell you the ways I've used. In terms of your bio, you're just going to keep it short and simple. This is one of my pages that I haven't really started to grind on yet, so I'm probably going to be doing that in the coming months. But I think the bio on here is really good, although this is kind of generic, the text. I think the aesthetic is really nice. It matches with the profile picture. I'm sorry to pick on this kid again, but please go follow this guy because I feel bad at this point, but this is an example of a bio that is not as good. Also touching on the name as well, this guy's going to want to change that. But in terms of the bio, I don't really know why he's got everything in different capital letters. My advice to this guy is he's going to want to adopt the emoji line template. I use it in a lot of my theme pages, but it's in short when you do an emoji, do a line, and then you give some information about your page. For example, daily posts, newest and latest trends, anything like that is great. And then at the bottom of the bio, I always recommend having a call to action. For example, follow today, follow now. So moving on to your stories and feeds, something that can make your page instantly look about 10 times better is if you just stick to either photos or videos. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I go on a page, it can look a little bit messy if half of their feed is videos, half of them are photos. What I would recommend you do if you're in that situation is just look at what does better, the photos or the videos, and pick according to that. I've also noticed as well, if you're a page that's posting pictures in particular, then the color scheme and organization of your feed is actually fairly important. With videos, there's an alternative motive to watch it apart from the way it looks, which is obviously going to be the entertainment or educational value it provides. But when you're talking about photos, you're simply clicking on that photo because it looks good. An example of something I would highly recommend you stay away from if you're posting photos, if half of your photos are taken on phone, half of them are taken on a professional camera, I would definitely switch that up. I'd make sure everything looks uniform. But in short, you're going to want to make your feed and your page look good, especially if you're posting photos. So I'm going to be touching on an extra thing, which is to create your own hashtag. I mentioned this at the start of branding, but this is in short where you create your own hashtag, which is going to be your username. So if I'm called That Makeup Vibe, I would encourage my viewers and my audience to submit their photos and videos through that exact hashtag. The benefits to creating your own hashtag is that word or that strand of words is going to become more recognizable. And also a huge advantage if your hashtag comes big is that you're going to be ranking. When people search up that hashtag, your page is going to be coming up. And as a result, you're going to be getting a lot more clicks, a lot more impressions, and a lot more people going on your page. Okay, so for the most part, that's the bulk of the video done, but I'm going to be going over one more thing that if you don't follow, I can guarantee you will not find success. It may sound simple and it may sound obvious, but it's going to be consistency. And look, here is my tips for how I've been able to post every day for over 3 months without taking a single day off. Personally, for me, when I make out like it's a big deal in my head, I'm just going to procrastinate, I'm going to avoid doing it. This should be primarily treated as just a side hustle and you should be doing it in the spare time of your day. Something I highly recommend that you do is instead of looking for new posts every single day, I would literally just spend an hour every 2 weeks just going over new posts that you can repost, saving all of them to the repost app, and then for the next 2 weeks you literally just have to go on the app, click it, repost, and then you're completely done for the day. And there are my tips on how to stay consistent. So that just about wraps up this video. I do have to ask though, please could you go down below and leave a like on this video? It really helps me out, and especially because I'm publicizing all of this information for free without selling you a course and charging you hundreds of pounds. I would really appreciate for you to just go down below, leave a like on this video, and possibly subscribe if you're interested in different ways you can make money using social media. If you haven't done already, make sure to check this video out right here, which goes over how you should set up and go about growing an Instagram theme page. I go over the same style of stuff in this video, but in a lot more detail, so I would highly recommend checking it out if you haven't done already.